Well, folks, guess what? I finally got a cold steel SR1. Yes, I did. I got the Tanto. How about that? I got to change it up. I've seen a lot of clip point stuff out there. And I thought, you know what? I won't get me that Tanto. I'm kind of, this is probably not your little knife that you throw in your suit pocket when you go to formal events. This is a full-on, as far as I'm concerned, tactical knife. I mean, cold steel. Oh, they never make anything tactical, do they? Oh, yeah. It's just so much of it is. They make some good work knives, too, but, man, this thing's a hog. Check this thing out. This is a hog. This is a beast. This is a 5mm blade stock. That's just ridiculous. Where are you, you little crapper? Come here. Well, I'll use this sucker. See if I can come up with some. 0.19 of an inch. Well, it's close to 5mm we're going to get with that. Where's my little micrometer? I guess I throwed it around somewhere and lost track of it. That's 5mm blade stock. It's thick. It's fat. How fat is this whole dog anyhow? 15.2 millimeters. Well, 0.6 of an inch. That's not too bad, not considering what a hog it is. Look at that pocket clip. Is that wide enough? Actually, it fits in the pocket fine. There you go for your left hand option. So right and left hand, G10, grippy. Can you go forward? Yeah. I mean, do you have enough for both hands? Almost. That's a lot of handle length. Hey, Fancy, here's a handle that finally puts you to shame. I mean, Fancy, she's got a 5-inch handle on her. And look at that. She's been slammed to the floor. Man, she doesn't look like nothing now. Look at that. There's the Parrot 2. Hello, this is like 9.3 inches long. This 8 1/4. So there's your comparison for that. How crazy is that? Look at the blade stock. Somebody needs to get it all on. And Fancy, you're just coming up a little bit shy. Yes, you are, girl. CPMS 35VN, made in Taiwan. Ambidextrous thumb studs. Triad lock, of course. No, I did not take this apart. Didn't need to. Took my storm cloud apart. Wherever the hell that thing's floating around at. I got that back. I got it sitting over somewhere. I like my storm cloud better. Oh, this is not as thick a blade stock, but I do like this pocket opening feature here. So as you're drawing it out of your pocket, it's open. Quick deployment and, yeah, CPM 20CV steel, made in Italy. And the nice, smooth, now this ain't your big hog work knife type thing. This is more pretty fancy show type carry, although it's not a small knife. In fact, hey, let's do this. Let's put them together. Why not? They're here. So yeah, Storm Cloud smaller. I mean, this is just a big knife. This is a lot to carry. And so a lot of guys are not going to carry this. It's just too large. And for me, that doesn't really bother me, to tell you the truth. I like a bigger knife to carry. So let's see where we are on ounces. Yeah, 7.2 ounces, Let's do a Storm Cloud on here just for shits and giggles. 3.78. Yeah, see what I'm getting? Flan, do you see what I'm getting? Yes, my boy. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot heavier knife. This one, man, I like that steel. And you know what? They're about the same price. Go figure. So, this is another thing where I measured like behind the edge. It's really fat behind the edge. And I did see Kevin Cleary's review on this because, I mean, he did his review about a freaking year ago or something. I'm just coming to the party now. But he's like, this is more going to chop like an axe than, it's not going to be a fine slicer. Well, No, it's not. No, it's not going to be a fine slicer. I mean, yeah, can it cut? Yeah. But this is not quite as sharp as some of the... it's all right. Got a reasonable working edge. But you know, it's not as sharp as some and that I've got from cold steel. And then, of course, paper shaving may not be quite so accomplished when you go from 5 millimeters down to your cutting edge here. Piercing and cutting things. I mean, you're not going to cut paper thin tomatoes or whatever. I mean, you know, it's really not set up for that. I see this as a really outdoorsy, rough, hard work knife. You might actually, even though you're not supposed to, do a little prying with it. You know, you can get pretty rough with this knife. You got so much blade stock here, and this tip is thick and heavy. Ambidextrous thumb studs, actually, you know, this blade drops really good. I mean, I like it, and I had my Formax from Italy and the American one. I sold off the American one, was keeping the Italian one, and then there goes the Italian one. Got broke, but I'm going to get me back one of those. But they're just wildly expensive. They're twice the price of this. So if you want something with pretty big old meaty blade stock, but you don't want to pay $300 and some odd dollars, then this might be your deal. See the backspacer here? Yeah, black. And that's nice. It's closing it all up. It's smooth. It's well done. I like it. It's got a lot of traction on this knife. You know, you can feel the traction here. And you can go forward here. Actually, you can sharpen this thing okay. I like the ambidextrous thumb studs. I like this big old wide pocket clip. I think that's totally appropriate on a knife like this. And you can go right or left hand. So there you go. Is this a tough knife? Is this a brutal knife? Yeah, it is. It's a big boy knife, and it's really good. Let's see what we got here. 4-inch. They said their blade length is 4 inches, and you know, I'm coming right off of the tip there. It's close. It's really close. And then overall 9 3/8, which is, well, it's almost not quite 24 centimeters. That's some stuff, isn't it? Let me see if we got 100. We got a 100 millimeter blade. Okay. So we're really close to 4 inches. Yeah, it's a honker. It weighs, it's pretty heavy. It's thick. It's brutal. But the action on this one's good, you know? I've had some, needless to say, where I was not all that pleased with how the knife disengaged. But this one's good. Now look at the design lines. And this is, you know, this is what you're going to get. Because you've got that kind of, because you got this kind of lock setup. You're going to have this gap here where the back of the blade is visible. And it's kind of nice if they're a continual, you know, design where you don't see the back of the blade. But that's just, I think, part of the engineering here of the way it's got to be to work with that triad lock where that is. So if you look at, of course, the Stormcloud, same way. And some of the others are too, but there are some cold steel knives where you don't have this break in this line here. And it does make it a little bit more of a smooth, continual presentation when you don't have the back of the blade that you're looking at. But still like old Cloudy here. Don't know why they did this blade shape. I mean, it's like, dude, really? Either make it a Tanto or make it a drop point or clip point would have been good. But I don't get this. I don't get this. I know it's piercing and it can slice, but I'm not feeling this blade shape. Unfortunately, there's not a choice. Here, there's a choice. Why didn't Cold Steel give me a choice on this? Between Tanto, and their, I think it was a clip point. Nah, that's too bad. But this one, yeah, you do have a choice. And for practical all around, probably wouldn't get the Tanto, but I don't know. This one was so much of a beast and a tactical look to it. I just thought that the Tanto is actually my preferable blade shape for this knife. It's smooth. Your hand fits in here. I mean, if you have huge hands, you're in great shape here. I mean, you got a lot of room on here. Feels good. Reverse grip, if you could find your way to the bench. I mean, look at this. Usually, I'm right up here, choked up to the top of the bat here for reverse grip, which makes you feel like you got a little bit more control. This one here, I'm way away. I'm reaching for this, unless I go up here. But this does give me more extension, really, for the blade. So keeps it away from me and closer to whatever I'm getting after. So that kind of thing. I don't know. That's just a lot of handle. That's a freaking lot of handle. Do you see what that was? I mean, I didn't, dwell on the overall handle length, but look at that. Wow. 13.5, over 13.5 millimeters overall. See, 5 3/8. I mean, and I thought the Para 2 had a big long handle. This is 5, so this is much longer. Big knife, somewhat heavy knife, real thick blade stock knife. Oh, there's my little mic. Where are you, baby? And I think Kevin was, let's not get, there we go. Cleary was talking about like 40 behind the edge. Yeah, and he's about right. Right as it just about to kick off. Yeah, I'm feeling it come right down to about 41, 42 behind the edge there. So, I mean, 0.41. Yeah, it's fat behind the edge. Good action. You know this lock is going to hold up. This would be a brutal knife. And, like I said, half price of what the 4MAX costs. Although the 4MAX, there's just something about the design I really like. Damn, I don't know if I like it $160 more, though. You know what I mean? So, this is a real consideration. And this is one now that you could carry and really use heavy. So, oh well, I'm going to quit pondering. It just comes in a standard box, right? And then they give you some stuff on the outside, kind of 7.2 ounces, G10, blade thickness 4.8. That's what we measured. 4-inch blade, 9 3/8. Big dog, big mean dog. Not your fancy slicing knife, not your taken to Sunday church knife in your pants pockets, but getting out, camping, hunting, survival, bushcraft. Yeah, maybe so. Thank you so much for joining me. Flanagan, what do you think? It's time for us to go, right? And you know what we do around here. We love them knives, so stay sharp.